Hello everyone, and welcome to the Spiritual Insight Show. I am Reverend Tiffany, White Sage Woman, and I am very happy to be with each of you this evening, or daytime, whenever you're watching it. So whether you're watching it live or you're watching the recording, I welcome you all and am grateful for each of you taking time out of your busy schedule to sit in sacred circle with not only myself but for everyone else that is watching this show. And they don't have to be watching it at the same time. Space has already been reserved, so to speak, for you. So welcome everyone, and just enjoy this show and find that during our time together that we're all going to be not only receiving healings, but we also give as well, as we're sitting in the sacred circle and having a very nice energy exchange. All right, so whew, how are we liking these energies so far? The topic, for this evening has come to me over the last several days. Really, it's been an accumulation of days, weeks, months. Little by little, we all do get this knowledge and this wisdom that we have with ourselves, or that with our guides, with our ascended masters and teachers, and with each other. And so it's nice that we come together and we share. We share these experiences and these feelings so that no one feels alone, pretty much. So I always like to start off with, after welcoming everyone, I do like to start off with the crystal message for this week. And the message is from the crystal or gemstone jasper. And if you Google jasper, you can see that jasper comes in all sorts of different kinds of colors and shapes, and it's a very beautiful stone, and very powerful. Very powerful. It helps you with the grounding and rooting. So if you always feel like you need some help with that, definitely hold on to a jasper. I always like the balance when I have when I'm in a healing session, or even just a meditation for myself. I would like to have a clear quartz crystal or an amethyst in one hand, and then another type of stone in another, and it can be the grounding one, like jaspers, any of the jaspers. So any of the darker, like earth tone type of gemstones and crystals I like to hold on to. But one of each, something that's grounding, something that is uplifting, and it's just helps to get our whole chakra system in alignment and balanced. So beautiful message from Jasper this week. And then like to give the, I'm sorry, I feel like I've had a lot of activity today, very strong spirit guides and ascended teachers, angels, ascended light beings around me, and I can feel their energy is like you're touching. So I'm sorry if I'm like doing this, because it's like I can feel it on me. I don't mind, it's kind of itchy sometimes. So funny, huh? All right. So the power animal message, the power animal that showed up this week is a cardinal. How about that? Beautiful cardinal. And the cardinal represents courtship, relations with others, fatherhood, the masculine, understanding the power of wind, and finding your soul song. And I think this is beautiful because it's right in harmony. Not only the crystal and gemstone message, but the power animal message is right in harmony with the topic for tonight of preparing for expansive shifts. for 2017, what it's going to bring. You think, wow, this is kind of soon. We're skipping, we still got 2 months. But let's be honest, how fast has this year gone by already? And these next 2 months are going to go by really, really fast. And so we're going to kind of recap a little bit of where we've been. Not all the way back through this year, but maybe just from September, and forward these last months of 2016, and as we get into 2017. And what we can look forward to, I think many of us already know this. We feel this, we embrace this, and of what is around the corner for us. All right. So before I begin the topic, let me take another sip. I hope you're staying hydrated too. It's very important during these times to get the rest that you need and to stay hydrated. Very much so. All right? So, all right. And I just wanted to let you, there isn't any callers call in this evening. The radio portion, what we will do is from now on, I'm just going to have TV only show. All right. And I will, after the show is done, I will take the audio from this show and upload it on to the Goldylocks Productions channel on Blog Talk Radio, as well as the Goldylocks Productions channel on Spreaker. And all this information can be found on my website, whitesagewoman.com. whitesagewoman.com, and I'm saying sage, S-A-G-E. So be sure to check out the website, and you can check my page, radio, TV and radio, and it has all that information on there for you, where you can find the radio and TV. Everything is also put onto my YouTube channel, so it's very easy to either listen to or watch any of my shows. All right. And the blog too is another thing I'd like for you to follow if you are so entitled. And you can get to the blog again from my website as well, whitesagewoman.com. All right, so just wanted to get that out there, let everyone know, so that you can take the time. We do have a new TV show with Goldylocks Productions starting up November 2nd. It's Ask Your Angels by Victoria, and I don't want to mispronounce her last name. I have it right there. Alvarado. So be sure to log in while you can, create an account with Ustream so that you'll be able to chat and go into the Q&A, question and answers. So this is very interactive, and so I just wanted to make sure everyone know that, and we can have events set up, so you can find that too on the main page of Goldylocks Productions on Ustream. There's tabs on the bottom, I do believe, in upcoming events, so you can see when these shows are coming, and I do believe you can follow them or set reminders. Don't quote me on that, but check it out. All right, so you get your account set up, so in that way you can have some interaction, you can chat, like I said, and ask questions. All right, so now let's get into it. Preparing for the expansive shifts in 2017. 2/3 of October is already over, and a growing impatience energetically and physically is building up, and we all feel this. There has been high hopes that everything would change after the shift in September, yet everything seems to be moving in slow motion, because September is the number 9 month, and 9 is like a completion. And this year, if you were to add up 2016, 2 plus 0 is 2, 2 plus 1 is 3, 3 plus 6 is 9. So we were hoping that the 9th month of the 9th year was going to be very powerful for wrapping up everything and then October to come in, bam, with all this newness right off the bat. But it doesn't happen that way. All right, and it seems like it's moving really slowly. A lot of us are still feeling stuck or lost, are not sure as to where they're going. They can't see a clear direction, where to go, and are very annoyed because old core wounds are flaring up again. We'll talk about the core wounds, and when I say core, we're talking like stuff that's been buried down deep inside, right? So additionally, the world appears to be in chaos. A great example being expressed through the U.S. election show. And it is a show, isn't it? Will it ever end? Well, we know it will, but how will it end, right? And as we are so focused on these topics, we miss out on how much has already changed and moved forward. After an explosive and tiring September, October has been a lot calmer. September has cleaned out what is unnecessary to make space for new things to come in. October is the month of nothingness. Creating the feeling of a void or a disconnection. We always feel that when we're going into something new where there isn't a path. We do feel that there is there's nothing there. There's a void, right? Many of us have a hard time dealing with the sensation of emptiness. But if we balance our focus of the void and pain that we felt at the end of September, maybe throughout the year, and the beginning of October to now, you may realize, wow, even if I freak out, I am indeed a lot calmer in handling it. And I managed to get back into my inner balance quicker than ever before. How many of you have noticed that? I have noticed that I can get to a calmer space than ever before, than it was ever possible. I never, years ago, thought it was just going to take so long for me to reach that calm state. But I really am. Even if you do have this explosion, you're coming back to hold on, balance quicker and faster. You're not letting anything harbor for hours, for days, months. We're not doing any of that anymore. All right, because it's not healthy for us. All right. So, we continue on. This has been a lot that has been channeled from the Ascended Masters and the angels and the teachers today. So I've had to sit at the computer and type this out. This is why I usually like to have a message as well in the beginning, a message from our, I'd like to highlight the crystal or gemstone message, power animal message, and then archangel message or ascended master or ascended being message. Well, all of this pretty much is from the ascended masters and the ascended beings. And so I thought, well, this will just do this presentation. That's what we'll do. All right. Anyway, or just felt that. All right. Let me get back to this. So there is a new quality of confidence and balance within us that was not there before. You have to give yourself some credit. Pat yourself on the back. There is another huge sign that everything is perfectly well on its way to prepare us for expansion. And that is the energetic moment of stillness and harmony when our whole reality will shift. There's that stillness. This has even been referred to as the evolutionary jump. The quantum leap, right? The evolutionary jump. We can already feel how this expansion has started, and the shift or jump is coming closer and closer. We are truly breaking free from the old and are not letting anyone or anything control us any longer. We are emerging from our unconscious past and growing our wings to fly. We are starting to live in accordance with our truth, which is in harmony with the divine truth. We stop fighting and start flowing and expanding. We step into authenticity and are not afraid any longer to express ourselves with love. We no longer have the need or dependence, or codependency, right, of any confirmation from others, nor do we feel that we have to convince anyone of our decisions and actions. As we move towards the completion of this year of endings, our core wounds and fears show up for their final release. We will be presented with them in the last weeks of this year, again and again, until we have fully transmuted them. The good news is, this will be it. Yes, this will be it. Those of us that have bravely worked through all our issues and fears will heal our emotional body completely within the next 2 months. There will be no buttons left that anyone could push for you when you continue to embrace your shadows and let them go with love and gratitude. You have made it to the center of that onion I talk about a lot in my shows. We're peeling the layers off this onion. Excuse me. Congratulations, you've made it to the center of the onion after having patiently peeled off layer after layer. Oh, excuse me. So we have this question then that comes up of, why are these core wounds flaring up now? They seem to be flaring up a lot when we tell people that this is the year of completion, and they're oh, okay, well, I'm wrapping everything up, but then we have all these flare-ups again, and it's like, what's going on? I thought I was making progress, and now all of a sudden it's like, I'm not, or am I, making progress? You are making progress. The reason for these core flare-ups is that there are some major collective core wounds prevailing right now, resulting from the wave of masculine waking up. All right. The masculine waking up. Yes, you hear about the rise of the feminine, the femininity, and remember, this is in each and every one of us. It's not about the sex that we are. This is talking about balance and harmony within ourselves, the masculine and feminine part of each of us. All right, so it's that feminine aspect of who we are, of being, is rising back up to the balance because she has been pushed down and suppressed from patriarchal rule. So now the masculine side is waking up. They're taking off the blindfolds. All right? And allowing, reaching a hand to the feminine part. Here, let me help raise you up. Let's come to balance and work together as a team. No more. It's not going to be off scale of, okay, so some people may think that the rise of the feminine is to suppress, to swap from patriarchal to matriarchal. No, it's to come back to balance, to oneness. All right? Free of that ego of, oh my goodness, who's in control? No one's going to be in control. It's about command. And I've talked about this before. It's a difference between control and command. All right. So it's really wonderful. We're having this wave of masculinity waking up. Right? There is a fear of losing control and struggling with trusting and letting go. And a huge fear of not being able to survive and letting go of jobs that do not make us happy anymore. So if you let go of a job that doesn't make you happy anymore, how are you going to survive, right? For many of us, the last big resort is the fear of not being able to make enough money to sustain ourselves and provide for ourselves and our families with our mission. That's huge. A lot of us, and I know I have asked that too. And you just get to the point of surrendering and just, okay, I trust. It takes a lot to trust that we will always be taken care of when we see our savings melting away, if we have a savings at all. The fear around money was and still is the most prevailing one on this planet. The whole matrix was developed and programmed based on this fear. And it started, surprise, surprise, the founding of this country, believe it or not. It was the core ingredient to keep people in dependency and under control. All right, that's one thing that scares time and time again to those in charge. It is mass. How do you control a mass amount of people? All right. So as the old system collapses, as it implodes, I've talked about this, as the old system is the 3D, three-dimensional way of doing is going to implode. And as we connect more and more to our soul family, we learn that we always have brothers and sisters to reach out to. And we start to trust that there will always be a way as we help each other, knowing that we are all one. We get glimpses of how the new golden age of Earth will feel like when we live in oneness. We really do. And now, am I talking, because now your mind's trying to wrap around that. How are we going to help one another? Are we going to, is the rich going to give to the poor? How is that going to, see, stop, release that and let it go. Where we need to be, our mind can't comprehend that, but our heart and our soul knows exactly where it's going and what's going to happen. So this is the surrender and the trust that we must maintain. In harmony with our emotional body, our physical body is spitting out core issues as well. After we have cleansed out emotional and mental bodies, the road is clear for the stuff to release that we have had stored in our physical bodies. Chronic illness, let's check this out. Chronic illnesses are showing up for final release. How many times now, as a holistic practitioner, I'm having more people notify me, contact me, even in social media you're seeing more and more people being diagnosed at a very fast rate with illnesses and diseases. And why is this? All right, it is because our physical body is cleansing too. And after we have cleansed out emotional and mental bodies, the road is clear for the stuff to release that we have stored in our physical body. Don't you understand that the physical body is the last resort when we're off balance emotionally or through the soul and the mind? So when we get these issues cleared, and this is what's happening, it's all clear now for the body. to let it go. Let it go. All right? So they're showing up. These chronic illnesses are showing up for final release. They can appear so fast that they do not leave us any time to suppress them with medical treatments, which is good because the allopathic and conventional medicine is not going to find the core trigger for what's happening. All right? They can't pinpoint. They're good with the physical body, but not with pinpointing or knowing the trigger, because the triggers are usually from emotional and mental unbalance. There you go. So by taking care of that emotional body, that soul, spiritual body, the heart, sacred heart center, and your mind body, your thought body, guess what? It's going to release, and it's coming out as it's getting out of the organs, as it's getting out of the tissues, as it's getting out of your body. All right? So our physical body does not want to suppress them any longer, but truly want to release. And this can get and feel very uncomfortable during this release. How is it going to seep out and release? How many are experiencing candida, yeast, bladder and kidney infections, ear infections, dizziness, vertigo, ringing in the ears, herpes virus, joint and structural issues, stomach inflammations? And these are just some examples. But inflammation is huge. All right? No matter if we experience emotional or physical pain, if we accept the pain as a blessing, as a cleansing fire, we no longer fight it. Don't fight it. I've always said it's so dangerous to fight a dis-ease. And why do so many charities say that? Oh, we're going to fight this disease. We're going to fight that. When you surrender to lower vibrational energies of fight, there's a winner, there's a loser. When you step away from the fight and you take it to the upper vibrations, there's nothing but winners there. As things are released and let it go. All right? Bless the pain. What lessons have you learned in this disease? What lessons have you learned in your pain? You have learned them. They're there for learning, I mean. They absolutely are there for a reason. And what lessons have you learned from them? So accept the pain with a blessing and as a cleansing fire that we no longer fight. And a prime example is women and their menstrual cycles. And I'm going to share a little, men, you might not want to hear this, but being into, many of you may know this too, coming into a female body in this lifetime after being a male in so many lifetimes was devastating to me as a child and in my youth, having to embrace being a woman, which was part of my mission to do so. I understood that. And to help really with my healing mission, with what my particular mission is. So when, you're going through your painful cycle, and it got to the point to where you can, and how many, I know there's women out there who feel the same way too, you can actually feel when when the eggs that weren't fertilized start to die, and then your whole uterus wall, how it sheds, right? And that's where the blood comes from. You can feel that whole process. You can feel that burning process of it all shedding before the bleeding even starts. And then there's that whole process of that. I used to be mad when that happened. I'd be mad at my pain. And now I had learned to bless this. And I've done this for years, ever since being a mother and all of that. And just really embracing being a female and the feminine aspect of myself, of being grateful for the pain, being, yes, I'm alive, I feel that, I am a woman, I love my body. Put your hands on your abdomen, on your where your productive systems are, and just say, I love you, and just feel that love and energy going through the palms of your hands and into your body. And guess what I have found over the years by doing that, and of course a combination of, because see, how we heal is working in harmony, mind, body, and soul. So we are giving that love from the heart, from our emotions, and then our mind is telling us, okay, are we having a healthy diet too? Because diet can affect you when, with cramps and that time of the month. There's certain foods and drink that can trigger pain. So, all right, we need to stay away from these types of food and do more anti-inflammatory types of let's consumption. All right, even just a cinnamon stick. Women, if and it does, I've done this. You have to like cinnamon, but you chew on a cinnamon stick, stops cramps like that. It may take a couple of minutes because you got to really chew down into the cinnamon, but it really does work, and it prevents you from having to reach for any type of over-the-counter pain medicine when you can take care of it naturally. All right. So back to that. Love your pain. Bottom line there. Got a little off track there. Okay. So love your pain. The pain is still there, but it becomes part of our healing experience. Now, healing is painful. You know that the whole healing process is painful. This is the process to transmute this pain for good. And if you are worried and need some peace of mind, then please too seek some medical advice. I am not recommending that you don't at all, but if you would like to do that, then you do that. But know too that there could be an underlying issue, especially if they say we can't find anything, we don't know what it is. And just be cautious, because if you go to a doctor that's just you say anything and they're going to give you a prescription to treat a symptom instead of the core problem, you're just going to end up with more issues. But again, if you need medical advice, you go do that. I'm not saying you don't. Okay. As I already predicted, as it was already predicted by many people in the middle of last year, by many light workers, we are finding and meeting more and more of our soul family. How many of you have noticed that you're meeting more and more of our soul family? And I just keep feeling them. I love it. All right. This mainly has happened through the internet, of course, right? That has made it real possible. But now light workers are meeting and connecting physically more and more. And every time this happens, it feels like coming home and meeting a beloved family member again that we haven't seen in a long time. And that love that we all share is overwhelmingly beautiful, and the connection and deep trust is there instantly. We spend time together like old friends, and time flies. It feels so good to finally be with what we consider normal people that love to talk about the universe, astrology, numerology, sacred geometry, quantum physics, epigenetics, extraterrestrials, energies, soul connections, unconditional love, and about the latest news from the highest realms. Finally, we can leave the world of irrelevant small talk behind, and about the latest political developments, the latest sports results, the latest stock market developments, and anything else that distracts us from our true state of being. Yes, I did say sports results. I didn't say sports was bad. I said anything that can distract us. Okay? Big difference. Distraction. We know that these things will be gone soon once we have passed completely through the third dimension and are fully into the fifth dimension and higher. We will speed up this expansion process by not giving any of our outdated thinking and ways of life any more attention and energy. And I already hear it. What do you mean? Does that mean that sports doesn't exist in the upper vibrations? Sports exist in the upper vibration, but it's not like what you think. It's not that competitive. Not how it is now. You have to think about this. The Olympics came from Atlantis. It really did. You think, oh, it came from Greece. Well, Greece holds the history of Atlantis. So, absolutely, there's always been fun, competition, those types of sports. It's not, and when I say no contact, you may think, oh, that it's kind of boring, but it's you don't need to hurt each other to have a good sports either. All right, so yes, it'll still be there. Just relax for those sports fans. All right. That's so funny because I can feel that, I can hear it. All right. Now, some people, this is huge. Some people may be confused by the connection of soul family. We have been taught that only your earth family that you were born into has all the love you need, with the exception of that exclusive and orgasmic love with the mate. You can only have that special love with one person. However, that is not true. And it's very confusing when you try to explain this to children and try to explain this, because really as children is where the brainwashing starts. By either you explaining it to them or them witnessing it or seeing how it is and how it's supposed to be. So, when we meet someone from our soul family, there is a highly energetic charge, like an electric shock or a spark, that takes place during your energy exchange. This will feel so wonderful. Remember, so beautiful. And you'll embrace it and enjoy it. But then you may hear old thoughts or old teachings echo in your mind on how wrong it is to feel this good, to feel this way about someone who isn't or can't be your mate. Because what if someone in your soul family is already in a relationship? So now it's oh my goodness, we can't be together. Okay, stop. Not all these people that we come into as our soul family is meant to have that type of relationship. We're all meant to come together. All right. And there is a difference between low vibrational orgasmic feelings and higher vibrational orgasmic vibrations. Say that. You can literally feel the difference in your body. The lower vibrational orgasmic feeling or sensation is felt, guess where? In your lower part of your body. And then even up to your brain, your thoughts. Because you'll feel it and then maybe you'll question it. Maybe you know, there's calculations going on. But anyway, that's where you feel that. But the higher vibrational orgasmic feeling is felt through your heart chakra and your third eye. And maybe even your crown chakra. You'll just feel it for all up here, the upper vibrations, the upper chakras and the upper vibrations. You will feel not just connected to this person, but beyond as well. And that's what that beyond, that openness, that expansive feeling of oneness feels like. It feels wonderful. It feels great. It's wow. And why do we stop ourselves from allowing allowing that to happen. It's not wrong at all. Now, by connecting with our soul families, we are not only strengthening the energetic grid around the planet, but we are also exchanging and activating energetic codes within each other. Isn't that beautiful? We're activating them within and for each other and for everyone. And this speeds up our own spiritual growth even further. It's like a domino effect. I mean, it's like setting off all these light workers, all these sparks, all these firecrackers, you just start setting them all off. Closely related to our core wounds and the soul family reunions we experience is the sensation of procrastination with our mission. Although we're not as tired anymore as we were in September, maybe the beginning of October, we have had some creative moments in between, and many of us may still feel that we do not really have a grasp, or we don't feel rooted in our new expanded soul mission. We still need to sleep a lot to process all the changes and integrate the light. But we talked about this earlier, is you need your sleep, you need to stay hydrated, drink some water, and try to, as much as possible, fluoride-free water. Be gentle with yourself and give yourself the rest that you need. You really do. It's important in our whole ascension process. All right. Doesn't mean you're getting old or weak or anything like that. We're not robots. We don't have to keep moving. Even though the whole universe and energy is always moving, if you need to rest. We're talking about the physical body resting. Also, from a soul level, something seems to hold us back and prevent us from moving forward with our whole process, doesn't it? We don't really know why, but we have the feeling that we are still wanting for something to happen before we can go ahead, before we can move ahead. And you know what that is it's not, well, we need to wait, what are we going to wait for? Most people are distracted with, or maybe misguided with, well, it's the outcome of the elections and we'll have to see how we proceed from there. No, it's not talking about external, let's see what's going to happen. It's the within, what's going to happen. All right, and what is supposed to happen is us working through our core wounds first, working through that, and to continue to connect with our soul family all over the planet to build a new, strong foundation in the higher vibrations and dimensions. A newer, stronger foundation for us. So throughout 2017, the Earth and all of life evolving upon her will be bathed with frequencies of the fifth dimensional crystalline solar light beyond anything humanity has been able to withstand. This influx of light will greatly accelerate the physical transformation that is taking place at a cellular level within the physical, esoteric, or etheric, mental, emotional, all these bodies of humanity, and even the animal and nature kingdoms. So we've talked about this they call it the golden age. It's like a golden white light. We have been on this earth plane as light beings, and then we went to discover these human beings. So humanity changed and shifted. Of course, we know how that story and history went, right? So what's going to be different now is as we're turning back to the light, something has happened with humanity. Do you want to know what it is? Is that we really want to honor our physical bodies. And because I want to say it's almost like a badge. It's like we've earned it. It's hard to articulate and put into words, but I was shown this, and it's very beautiful. So we're really coming into something new. It's not leaving the physical body, going back to the light body, but it is taking your light body and your physical body and merging again, coming back to oneness, and we're going to be this new, beautiful, strong being. And it's not like we have ever seen before. So it's even those that may have any type of memory of being in light bodies, or how I see these light beings without a physical body, they're just beautiful beams of light. And there's so many different types of being, though, in our whole existence, in our universe. There's so many different types of energetic beings. So this transformation has always been referred to as divine alchemy. Haven't you heard of alchemy all through history? They're not talking about physically turning something to gold. They're talking about us going back into our golden, what they call the Christ consciousness light. So, again, this transformation has been referred to as the divine alchemy by the ascended beings of light. The cellular structures of this planet and all life forms evolving here are literally changing from carbon-based cells into, guess what? What do you think it is? From carbon-based to crystalline-based solar light cells. This transformation is a natural part of the ascension and expansion process we are in the midst of, and it is the only way humanity can permanently lift out of the pain and suffering created by the dense and grossly mutated patterns of separation and duality that is still seething on the old earth. Earth is transforming, ascending, expanding, all on her own. But as we join in on this process, and we realign Earth, nature, all beings, animal and humanity, back to oneness. That's beautiful. Absolutely. And this is the expansion or the ascension. This is it. And this is, I like to use the term expansion because we have to really expand everything. Who we are, mind, body, and soul. We have to expand our thoughts. We have to let go of things that no longer serve us and that has kept us in a state of control. And now we're getting into, we already are. It's already happening. And I've said before, you can ask your guides and angels to show you. Oh, hold on, sir. Okay. All right. Whew. Thought I had to sneeze. Woo! So, yeah. So you can see how it's, how are you feeling physically? You're going to physically feel strange. It's like I feel like I'm always, like my skin's itching or I'm being touched. It's okay. You can feel like you're literally going to jump out of your skin. You're going to feel like, have you noticed your eating patterns change drastically? There's some days I just don't even want meat products. I don't want meat products. I'll take I take these vegan shakes. That's in vegan shapes. Vegan anything is supposed to be complete. It should anyway, of vitamins and minerals. You always have to supplement though, because our food source, including these healthy protein shakes, are not can't stand on their own, so to speak, by providing us what we need. We do have to supplement, and make sure we're supplementing though with herbal organic products, not synthetics. All right, there is a difference between synthetic vitamins and natural herbs that are just put into a gelatin type capsule to take. Makes it easier in case we don't. We used to be a time when we used so many herbs in our cooking and in our eating and just in our consumption. And so if this is the way to get them in, then that's great. There's a lot of energy of burping, a lot too. Oh my gosh. So when there's a lot of activity around me, I'll start burping. I know it's strange, right? But we all experience it. How do you experience that? Influx of energy around you. We can all experience it differently, so that's all right. Anyway, I hope that you have enjoyed this evening's show and all the messages for everyone, and that we're all in this together and we're going to make it through, and we really will. So keep continuing to reach out to the soul families and know that everything is going to work out and be fine. And I do have a question to ask each of you, and go with your first answer. All right. Oh, this just came. Okay, I'm allowing it to come through. Anyway, so the question is, do you feel that within your lifetime, this lifetime right here, that we will experience peace on earth? What's your first answer from the heart? Sacred Heart Center. What's your answer? For those that said yes, congratulations. Your part of your mission is just that, to bring peace back on this earth. For those who answered no, doesn't mean that, oh, sorry, bye-bye. You still have time. The end of this year and next year to get into alignment and to maybe just expand. Maybe it just takes a shift in that mind thought there. But, readdress that. Ask that question again in January of 2017 and see if you still get the same answer or has it changed. So, anyway, because the people that don't want to change, first off, wouldn't be asking themselves questions like that. They wouldn't be watching anything like this. Wouldn't even give anything spiritual, metaphysical, or even things that are different, any attention. All right? Different from mainstream, so to speak. But mainstream's changing. Absolutely it is. All right? So, you're going to go upstream or you're going to stay downstream. Did you get the little reference there? All right. So, again, thank you everyone, each and every one of you, for sitting in Sacred Circle with me this evening. And may the obstacles to your flight be few and the blessings along your journey be many.